Hello, good evening, and welcome. Oh, hey, Fox! I haven't seen you for ages, Foxy. So, welcome to another night of not gaming. Yeah, not a chance. There was loads of rain and stuff, and we didn't get anywhere near the garage done today. I got a load of work done on the shop, so more excuses. I am sorry. And Zoe was up to her eyes in mud and stuff like that, and the whole place is very, very, very messy and muddy. So we're going to do another painting stream tonight. I'm going to be doing the worm. I have him already made here. Look, he's about the size of my head. So he's a lovely, lovely miniature. I have the opportunity to obviously sell these as a licensed print vendor that it says up there. Look. But if anyone wants to support the artist, I believe it's Lee Stansbury. Lee Stansbury. He's got stuff on My Mini Factory. We've just started subscribing as well to subscribing to his Patreon, and the next stuff coming out, Grillions, look fantastic. So, and then today he released the final version of a huge rock, and I don't mean a boulder, the bird type rock. And that looks absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to get my hands on the file for that and get one of them printed out. Very much want to paint some of them for Lord of the Rings. I've always wanted an Eagle's army, but I don't mind having rocks. So at the moment he's working on some beasts and stuff like that look absolutely fantastic. And in the past there's a lot of dragons. There's red dragons, crystal dragon. There's a dragon that's made up of branches and leaves that's absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to start picking up extras because we've got the starter pack we got this month's, which was a lot of really there was some more worm type creatures and a Moth Girl. I've got the Moth Girl. So these are the bits of the Moth Girl, and you can't see because she's in black. But it's a absolutely fantastic detailed miniature. I think I've got a fault on my file, so I'm going to have to redo it because there's lines appearing in the wings, so I'm going to redo them. And again, we're going to get all of these. Once this fella's painted, I'm going to take some photos of him and put him up on the shop. So what I'll do is swap to this. So that's him. And this is him built. And it does take a little amount because you've got to file some of the bits away to make him. So when you get him, he is a big pile of bits. So there's the head. I don't know. I'll tell you what I will do while I remember is let there be light. There we go. A little bit better. Ooh. Maybe it's not for my head. Well, that sorts that problem out. So yes, that's the head. Obviously there's still bits to cut out of its mouth. I wondered if that's causing that. Yeah, there we go. I knew it would be something like that. So that's the head. It's still got a cleaner on it. I've only just cleaned it. And then there's all of the tail bits that I think it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a 9-piece kit. Hiya, Jack. So, and as I said, the detail on it is fantastic, and it goes together. Sometimes you need to flatten off the surfaces, but it just pops together like that. So there is a little bit there that needs to, but that's as quick as it goes together. I've just used normal super glue. I used super glue gel and filled out some of the gaps with it a little bit. So there is a lot of print time involved in this little fella. Well, not little. I'll go to the big one. And that's what he comes out like once he's all painted and, well, not painted. So what I was thinking is I want, obviously I would like this one for myself. I'd like it on the table, sort of thing. I'd like a metal worm. So like metal. I'm going to use the metallic colours. So shock horror. Look, exhaust manifold. So exhaust manifold is one of them. I have my whole metal range. So what I was thinking is there's a set of scales down the back in one of the colours and match it to there, so that the like chest scales and stuff are all one colour. Maybe get the spikes into another colour. I was thinking that, but it's sold. No, I'm down to 2 boxes, mate. So I'm going to sell them for now, and then if I can print another one of these. And then what I would like is, I'm thinking like a dark silver. That's gunmetal grey, burnt iron. Burnt iron? Maybe it's a burnt iron colour. And then that down its back. Just a slight different colour. And then I'd like to do the head. Are you ready for this, Jack? I'd like to do the head in this brassy colour. If I can remember how we made it. But first off, I need to drop the colours down to take this a bit better. I was going to do it in contrasts, and I looked at the colours in the contrasts, and I just really want a really nice metallic. Ooh. So, the best base for metallics is black. So I'm going to re-base coat it in black. Yes. Well, I was thinking in Magic there is a worm coil engine, which is a big worm, and it is magic. It is just all metallic, and it looks fantastic. So that's what I was thinking. That was my aim. So we'll try and get it done. I'm going to have to take it back a bit while I quickly. I was sat on Discord just 10 minutes ago talking to Snowy. Oh, there we go. I can't hold it that way. So yeah, I was talking to Snowy just as we were getting sorted to go live, and I was like, yep, should have really sprayed the metallic, should have really sprayed the base coat on this earlier, or the black primer. But guess what? I forgot. And I got talking, and someone came round to see me, and forgot, and all the forgets. So right, let that dry for a minute. I'm just blowing it over with the air. It was good to see you. Actually left the house today and went to Beanie's. It's looking really good in there. Ooh. Ooh. He did mention September, possibly. He's not wanting to rush into it either, which I think is very commendable. And then I think we're going to see a lot of more casual than events and stuff like that for the time being. Doom Fairies is hosting me. Ooh. Hi, Doom Fairies. Right. And thank you, Catherine. So, that is the beastie. Let me move this back a bit. I'm trying to be very protective of my new gorgeous mat. I'll just make that a little bit smaller just so I can see it. Let's see if we've had anyone join from the other places. Oh, hello Carl Walker. So there's a few people joined from Facebook land. This tab is playing audio. Cool. Very pretty mat. Yeah, I like my army painter black mat. Oh. So, I'm thinking, I know you can't see much of a difference there. Is having the burnt iron. I'm second guessing myself now. So I've got all of my lids. They don't come with the lids painted, but I've got all of my lids painted, so I can pick and choose. So I definitely want the exhaust manifold cover. I just need something a bit semi-matte aluminium, dark aluminium, dull aluminium. So, yeah. I'll use a bit of dull aluminium. So what I want is to put some agitators in that one. Is basically one. Right, looking at the lid, and it's hard to visualize unless, for me, it's hard to visualize what I want unless I've got actual color. So sometimes I will just paint it onto. You've all seen my discs. So I've got painting discs, which are swatches for testing colours, and as you say, I'll just paint colours over stuff, try them. And what I'm looking for is a nice, obviously I want it high metallic. So with the high metallic, oh wait, that needs sorting. And there's the proper one. I knew there was one in there somewhere. So, I'd like a... Come on, Phil. So, I've got a silvery... It's quite a bright silver, but dull at the same time. So, and then down the back of it, the exhaust manifold colour, which, when you look at it, I'm actually starting to think, is that too bright? Oh. Go back to dull aluminium. Yeah, I'll go with my first thought. No, I'm going to reverse it. So on the Wyrm, there is two different types of scales. So if you can see this scale here, and then the small underscale. So the small underscale, I'm going to do in the bright, the lighter colour, and then I thought I snapped it there, and then the centre, the more pronounced area, the spikes and stuff like that, I'm going to do in exhaust manifold to give it a different colour, and then I'm going to try and do that in a pot. Does that make sense? With our brass, I'm going to try and do the head in the brass. The brassy, coppery, bronzy. Yeah. Our special found colour. So I'm thinking, obviously looking at it with some glasses on, so I'm not... It's going to be easier to do the light silver scales first. I don't want to try and overlap too much, because then I don't want to waste too much paint, and two, have to go over far too much of the beastie. So this is the metallics. So this is the brighter stuff into the small scales, and not at that pressure. So, well, yeah. Love this model. So the first coat I can be a little bit, the first colour I can be a little bit adventurous, because if I do go over the edge it's not too much of a issue. Yeah. Blooming spiky. Oh, a bit under the chin, missed it. So not exact. I'm trying to get as much of the bits as I can in the first pass. There's chances I'll miss bits, but I can get it with the normal brush later. So that was the, what was this one? Aluminium I went with in the end, which is quite a, it is quite a silvery aluminum. So the next one, I'll give it a good shake, is going to be my exhaust manifold. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I really do like this colour. So dropping the pressure down again, and what I'm aiming for now is just the big flat scales. So I'm going to start on the tail. The whole tail also needs to be in this colour. Trying not to catch the scales behind it. And this is just going on very light. Building up the coats. So it's just the inner coil of it at the minute. Now the outer. for a water-based acrylic, this has got really good covering. It's subtle. I don't know if you can actually see it. It looks like molten metal. So as I said, these... I've run out of... Why, thank you. That's some snarky... It's a snaky dragon, yes. A snaky. I thought you said snarky. Like, oh, have you met him? It is a beautiful miniature, and I'm saying miniature in the broadest terms. It's huge. Hi, Craig. So I'm trying to hold on to non-wet bits. It's actually shining back and it looks, oh yeah. Anyone with an airbrush that wants to do metallics, these are the metal colours. Yeah, it was just it was off the back of I used to have a, probably no one knows what it is, but a Tron deck. Have I cracked him? I've just missed a gap. I used to have a Tron deck that had worm coil engine in it, and I remember the worms being massive and metally, and that's what I wanted to try and mimic. And obviously we've been playing around with the metals, and I've managed to pick up a couple of different colours, mixing them together, so we'll have a bit of that on it as well. So the centre bit of the head I want the same as around there. Trying to get it in behind the ear. But what I want to do is when we mix the new colour, I was thinking of doing, I'll show you in a second, I want to do the whole head in our brass colour that we did, but I'm going to have to mix a pot of it just in case I run out. What I will do is I'll just quickly clean my brush off. Where's the copper? So I need a small plastic receptacle. I have one stored away safely somewhere. Found it. So, can you remember how we did it? Was it 5 to 1, I think. So I'll just move that there to. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30. I've gone by eye now. So not as much of the other one. So let's play it by ear, see what it comes out like. Oh, Jack. How dare you? You can't have clones, I want clones. Oh, there we go. Yep, we got that colour. So, our mix, and it's 5 to 1. 5 copper to 1 of the exhaust manifold. So this is primarily for the head, which I'm trying to get round. That's very striking. Yeah, I quite fancy clones, Paul. Alright, I've got a little bit I need to clean up there. Right, we'll have to do it upside down over here, sorry. So, right, what I'm also going to try and do very carefully is try and get a line down its back, just where the spikes are. I would like to get, can you see the skin in between the spikes? I'm wanting to get that in this coppery colour, so I think that'll be to the brush for that, and then the spikes back in. So if that's not wet, I will pour what's left of my cup out and clean off the brush. There's enough in there for now. So, over to the brush. So yeah, anyone can, if you've got a 3D printer, anyone can get hold of the files for this. Just, he's one of the starter ones from the My Mini Mayhem, or Mini Monster Mayhem on Patreon. So just quickly getting the skin in between, if it's skin or scaly part, or just in between each one of them. There's going to be washes and there's going to be dry brushes. This is just the start of it, sort of thing. And I have a feeling this won't be a one night paint job, so you may see bits of it coming up. Yeah, it's 3D printed. We have another one to my left. So this is it in bits straight out of the resin. And it comes in, I think we said 7 bits in total, and the resin printer prints them out. Really good detail on it. And the artist's got some absolutely fantastic sculpts, so people can go on, support him through Patreon, or as we have, as we've gone into basically a higher Patreon deal with him, and for extra money we can actually sell them. I just realised what you said, Foxy. So yeah, that's just one side of it. So what we're trying to do, as I said, is just get the, if I go, I'm going to redo the spikes anyway, so if if I do get any on the spikes, then I can quickly clean it up after I've got the brassy copper down. Tell you what I'm going to do. As I said before, I do testers. So I'm actually thinking of, so the spikes, I put a square on there. I want to see what the pure copper looks like in between. So I'll stick it down on that card, or on that base. And these can be anything. You can cut some bits of wood up, you can cut some cardboard up, and you can just stick them down and spray them black, just with whatever primer you usually use. And then whenever you want to test something, I'm considering copper in between, or black. So what I can do is I can do a line of copper and I can do a line of black once this dries, and then choose the best. I haven't done it on the underside. So what do people think? Obviously the horns need to be different coloured. There would normally be, sorry, not the horns, yeah, well the spikes that are always a standout colour. But what would people think? Oh. Who broke my camera? It goes dark and comes back. Perfect. Yay! Sorry guys. Hello Snowy. Right. Fixed. No one saw anything. Nothing to see here. And thank you for the donation, Jack. Sorry I missed that while I was concentrating on painting. So, testing, as I said. I'll go to the closeness one. I've got copper. Just one drop of it. I don't want to go too daft. So, each spike will protrude, and I think there's not enough contrast on the copper. It's a lot brighter than the other copper. You can't even see that on the camera. You can there. No matter how much you meditate them, they're not going to appear. You have to make them. I meditate and mine appear, but that's a totally different kettle of fish. So, if I was to have that as the contrasting colour, what's Molten Lava Red? I've got flat red. Let's see what it looks like. Or more orangey red. Ooh. Metallic red? There are 3 things you need to know about Molten Lava Red. Well, that just looks pink. Like lipstick. I'm painting the worm, mate. I'll quickly show you. He's sat here. So far, we've done him in... There's a 2-tone silver there to there. It's not picked up very well on the stream, but in hand you can see it. And strangely enough, the copper is a lot more subtle than it is on the actual there. But what I'm wanting to do is I've put the same brassy colour down on here to try and get a offset colour to do the horns, to do the spikes down his back. I could go with gunmetal grey, make them dark, and maybe add a bit of black to it. Purple. I want it metallic. I'm not doing Cadbury's purple. You and your bloody Cadbury's purple. Alright, let me have a look at the black. A very dark gunmetal. So I like the gunmetal better than the black. Let's have it mixed down a bit. Oh, I've just realised what I'm doing. I'm going to get shot. Let me get another brush for that. A bigger brush for mixing, it's easier. So that's got that, but Army Painter. Where's my Army Painter colours? It's the top. There it is. Nope, that's strong tone. Dark tone. Blue tone. Oop. So taking Craig's, I think it was Craig that commented. I don't think that's strong enough in the... I'm wanting a blue tint to it for where it's going. I think if a blue tint it's not copper. I think the copper's just going to blend in with the other colours. What have I got in the way of a blue that I can add into that? A very strong ink blue. Just go with the obvious of adding more blue. I've got a lot of paint there now. I'll probably... The metallics are overpowering the wash. And obviously the second problem we've got at the moment is I don't know if you can see it, it's disappearing. So I'm going to chalk that one up to a failure because it's actually it's making it into a wash. So I'll put that to get washed. Look at that. Here's one we prepared earlier. So let's start that one again. So gunmetal, which is the darkest one, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots of that, and something blue that doesn't have pigment, that only has pigment in it. Dark blue. I'll tell you what. Is it there? Yep. Don't look at my messy room. So I'm going to go with the creature caster and go with the Protocrawl transparent blue. And this is just a pure ink. There's no 3 spots of that. It's going to be 4 by the time I clean the nib out. With it just being an ink, there's no flow improver, and that's what was happening. It was separating because the washer's flow improver was doing its job. There we go. Whew. Close cam. How about that, Jack? Yeah, you can't see it. It's not reflecting. That's gone really nice. It's like the old Ford Kingfisher blue. Right, the blue is very nice. It's just gone a bit turquoisey, so Let's back it off a bit with some black. Yeah, the copper's not as bright as it looks on there either. Oh, that's the colour I want. Can you see that now? It looks black. Probably because that's doing its usual thing and causing camera. Can you see there's like a bluey tint to the, and that next to the copper. Yep, there we go. So the spikes. I've got a load more sets of paints that I'm going to be trying this out with. Thinner and medium distance. Try not to knock him over and drop him. So yeah, that. That is a really nice. It's a very dark, bluey black metallic. I think I want my car painting this colour. I'm gonna have to think of a name for him now. Spike. Horn, spike, tooth. So, spike or horny, spiky, horny, spiky. Yeah. Spike, because he has spiked me about 20 times, I think. I know when I was doing this the first time off the printer, it was actually ripping gloves. Every time I took one of the bits off the printer, he managed to rip a glove. like that. I was just thinking something simple like Bob or Wormy or Spiky. So, as I say, we are going to sell these in kit form. Honest opinion, guys, I'm not going to do massive paint jobs on them because they're already quite costly as a figure to do. So, honest question, and I will take constructive criticism or just no, shut up, Lee. Obviously, we're going to put these on the website as a D&D style figure sort of thing, and I'll be doing the washes on him and getting some of the colours down a bit better. Obviously, I do struggle on cam a lot to get all of it, and I do miss bits and I go back and fix them, but putting these up for sale, I spoke to Foxy Sephiroth the Worm. What do you think would be a decent price point on it? Painted, both. So a painted version just to like D&D tabletop standards, and it wouldn't be a case of I want it painting pink, red, green, yellow, blue and that sort of thing. It would be a case of I print one, I paint it and I put it up for sale for a price. The colours could be suggested, but as I said, I'm not commissioning. Right, the material costs are around 1/2 kilogram of resin with waste and stuff like that, which works out at £20. The electricity in producing them is fairly negligible, and this is me being as honest as I can. I need to get some sort of idea of pricing for some of this stuff, because obviously I've never done these ones before. I've never done resin printed stuff before. On the FDM printers it's really easy because most places hire out FDM at £1 an hour. So if I aim for £1 an hour, that covers me pretty well for the costs on the FDM printers. But resin is a whole different ball game. There's on an FDM you put the printer on, set it away, run it through, and you get a print out the end with very minimal. You sometimes have to clean a couple of parts off, like I showed yesterday on the house that we're going to be painting soon. Then on a resin, there's quite a considerable amount of cleaning after the printing. You've got to bath it, cure it, and then a lot of the time you're still cleaning up resin bits afterwards, where it goes white and stuff like that. Yes, a kilo of resin's about 40 quid. So I think cost wise for the resin, I think round about 20 quid. Holy moly! What? So someone is selling them. I'll be honest with you, I've not really looked. You're rounding down again. Rounding down? What did I round down? Making it too cheap. Right, I'm going to switch to some washes now. What time is it? I did have a clock. So, yeah. Yeah, it's 47. Yeah, I did. Sorry, mate. 47 quid. So, yeah. Yeah, I did. Wow, I'll have a look at, see what's on the Etsy store and what we have. Was he doing any painted ones or just unpainted? So, Agrax for that. Agrax down the back. And then I'll do Drakenhoffs for the mid scales. Top, mid, bronze, Reichland. Oh, Seraphim CPR Reichland. I'd have to find my Reichland. Unpainted. Yeah, I may have to have a word with Lee to see what sort of prices people are doing them at. I'd be honest with you, for a quickly painted one similar to this, I probably would be happy for 70-80 quid done, give or take. The thing is, a lot of the paint work, as you can see, is doing itself with the wash. I'm going to do the mouth and I think the teeth in gold, because dragon gold and all that sort of thing. Thank you, Captain Rex. That's actually quite interesting. There is a lot of work in it. Before painting and stuff. So yeah, it might be I might be underselling myself or underselling the product. Be interested to see how he's marketing it as well. Because I know to get the most out of it, you're going to have to be fairly proficient modelling wise to get the perfect the finish spot on. Even mine's got a couple of bits where I'm not perfectly happy with, but I needed just to get something together. Just see what it's like when it's all built and that sort of stuff. So this is just over the copper and the blue spikes. This is just Reichland flesh shade. and hopefully a little bit scrubbing in between the two colours. Yeah, Mini Monster Mayhem Wyrm. It is very interesting. I'm guessing it's also printed to order, so the thing I wanted to do is have, basically, as I've got the one in black resin there, I want one ready to go at all times, so if someone orders one they get one, and then I print another one to sit on the shelf. So don't know why more people aren't painting them. They're an absolute fantastic model. So some brown wash, just slightly mixing it in where both parts join together. The wash is actually slightly staining the exhaust metal, and it looks really nice. I love it when the washes start going on and you start getting a lot more detail popping and seeing more of the bits coming out. And there we go. I'm going to do a blue tone down the back, down the other parts to get a contrast between the two bits. Should work. That's gone really dark and nice. Don't know how well that shows up. I think this might be a case of wanting to get the model actually into the photo box afterwards and some nice photos of it taken. Still need to work out some of the settings on my camera because of this stupid flaring. I've done it exactly opposite. So I've gone the dark brown down the top, and then I'm going to go with a very washed out, because of the metal colours that I've put down it. It's got the exhaust coloured down the back, which is darker. So I could put the bluer tone actually down the centre of the centre, the smaller spikes. Obviously some of this is leaking between them, but when I go down it with the blue, it will blend together and come out nice. The blue's going to be very, very light. It's not going to be... and then the whole tail is done in that mix anyway, so... As I say, I'm not doing, other than putting the paint through the airbrush to start to get the coats down. You quite easily do that with a normal brush and that sort of stuff. The wash is going down, anyone can do. This is a paint job that it's not difficult. It doesn't require a lot of expensive paints. It doesn't require a lot of skill. It just, yeah, it's a good, quick, what should be an effective, shiny, sexy worm. Right, I need some under here. And then trying to not break it, flipping it over. There's also the same amount of scales underneath. Not that you'll see it as much as you do on the top, but I still want it painting. As much of that tail as I can get down there. So it's got a nice deep rich metallic-y brown. So I'll clean that brush off. What I'm looking for is the parts are hollow. So when you're putting bits together, you can see the big hollow holes, and they've got like a, I don't know if those two bits go together, probably not. They're actually locked together really well. Once you figure out which way around bits go. That's on that. So there's another bit. You basically go down the route of once you find a bit that goes together, you like glue it together and keep it together. There. So, come on, brother. It locks together like that, and it is pretty. It doesn't twist. There is cleanup to do round it, and sometimes there is little snotty bits that need to be cleaned up, but it basically locks together pretty nicely. So you could probably put a peg or a dowel, and I think those would line up pretty well. But a good strong super glue, and with it being resin, if you've spent 5 minutes making sure that's a perfect joint, I think you're going to be pretty set. The super glue will go into the holes if you run it up and down and across, so you will get some like overlap of it going in there, and it should just hold, he says. I've played around with this resin, and it can be it's quite strong, he says, but I just fear a little bit that you could drill it and it just split. I should actually test that on some other bits and pieces. So my next trick I will perform is going to be the blue wash, and I'm going to do a bit of a scrub wash with it. So what I have got is Army Painted Blue Tone, quite a bit of it I think, because I'm going to be doing a lot. I've got their mixing medium, which is really good. So I'm doing a 50-50-ish. I'll show you. It's someone that can't afford a foot. No. So when I wash normally, I try to wash with the grain and stuff like that, and try to layer it on. Oh. Because this is still wet, I want to try and like merge some of the colours together. So, I don't know if you can see it clear, the brown is going into the other bits. So take the blue and just scrub it in. And you're just working it into all of the gaps. And you're forcing it, but where you've got the brown coming across, when you're scrubbing it, you're mixing the blue and the brown together, and then when you get near the edge, it does the same. So it looks milky at the moment, but that will dry quite well. So anywhere where it had the browns mixed in, like there, and you're just scrubbing it into the grooves and into the joints and stuff like that. Whereas if I was to do a normal wash, if I can try, I'm trying not to put my fingers on bits that have been, I would just do that and layer it in. Whereas this, yeah, I don't know, it just makes sure it just goes everywhere. And as I say, if there is any brown, it doesn't just overlay it and then the strongest colour sits on the top. It actually mixes it together on the model. And obviously you don't use a good brush for it. There's probably a totally different name for what this is, but I always just called it a bit of a scrub wash. And then see, we've got a lot of brown here, so I'll scrub it backwards and forwards. The brown will still stay around there, which gives it a bit of colour variance down the blue, so it won't just be, because this is a snake, it's not going to have every scale the same colour as the last one. There is colour variance, so having a bit of a brown mix in isn't that much of an issue, as long as you try not to get it to go the other way. Does that make sense? The blue on the brown might be a bit a little bit standout-ish. Just like that. I knew I'd fake myself doing it. Thanks, Phil. And it was your idea. You said to paint it, so you and Snowy both had the same idea, so I thought, yeah. I couldn't get a game down tonight. The other thing is, we also have dry brushing over the top of it afterwards. Obviously, it's probably going to be tomorrow before I can get dry brushes down, just because of the amount of wash and ink that's on this thing. It's very, touching it, I'm getting very, very clarty and sticky, but the effect's worth it. It looks... Hadn't even thought of doing it the bluish colours till someone mentioned it. And it does take a bit longer to scrub the wash into the bits than just lashing it on, sort of thing. Lashing it on would probably work just as well, but I just wanted it, make sure it was in, make sure the browns have mixed in. Fingers sticking together, so I've got some down here. Turn round. Come on, Wormy. So that's that bit done. Ooh. Steady. So once I get him set up right, there will be blue that has run slightly, so try and take it off where you can. And the blue is very subtle once it's settled. You can see that, and that's going to be one of the main areas that it's going to be, and it's actually really, really subtle. I am going to have to redo some of the spikes because where I've had my fingers, I've pulled some of the paint off down to the primer, so that is my bad. Yeah, I could also, I thought about it, and I could do with a painted one for the website as well. Does look so what I'm going to do is, while I've still got some of this left, I'm going to feed up each one of the horns, so like it. Blue tint. I'm a bit disappointed because you can't actually see. It's hard to explain. You can't actually see what I'm seeing. And the colours are a lot. Let's go to the. Ooh. Without getting my fingers too wet. So that's it. That's how it's coming so far. What time is it? Don't think I'm going to get much more done on it without getting absolutely clattered. I might get the mouth done. Let's have... Pops too high. Pops too high. There we go. Aha! So, suggestions. Another kitty invasion. You'll end up with one. What do we reckon for the mouth? I don't know if I can get that close on the head cam without rocking everything. I'll move that out the way so it stops going dead bright. My first thought was gold teeth, because obviously he's a dragon. He's going to have not a dragon. He's a descendant of a dragon, so he's probably going to have money, so to speak. I was thinking about metallics, like a gold or... Ooh. So if I went with gold for the teeth, naughty. What? Yeah. I'm crap at doing flesh. That's my problem. But my idea was gold teeth, deep red black mouth and tongue. You are a genius. So, in part of our painting competition at Beanies, and I know a lot of you aren't in there, someone painted a Dark Eldar Raider. Oh, the badge! Yes, Jack. Now I know how to do the barge. Yeah. So, as Captain Rex said, we'll hit up the mouth in a red colour. With the red, I don't know if I'll be able to get it in there tonight. So yeah, I'm going to do the mouth. I can get the mouth. What I want is the mouth cavity done, because then everything can dry together. I want to get this done in a... No, I don't want to get this done in a day. I am going to be working on it. But if I can get the mouth cavity main coat down and the tongue main coat down, it'll dry in the same time. If that makes sense. So I'm going to do the teeth, as I've said there, gold teeth. Part of me wishes I'd never actually fit the head just yet. So it doesn't matter if I hit the teeth, because the teeth are all getting done. I will red the gums, so I'll go round all of this area with the gums, and then I'll do each tooth individually. And then I will do the black. No. So the gums are only showing through at certain parts of the teeth. So where I've clipped the teeth, they'll all go gold. His front lip has skin showing there. Yeah. It was a very good idea, thank you. Nearly did it blue. So we were talking about this the other day about when you paint. Whoops, nearly messed up. I know I'm going to be doing the teeth in gold, so rather than spend ages trying to get a perfect gum line in between each tooth and stuff like that, hit the teeth. The teeth can be painted gold, and if you're painting the gold, then the simple thing is the gold's going to cover the red. And there you have it. And just one last little bit over the tongue, and let that dry properly. That looks absolutely fantastic. Ooh. Yeah, that's what it is. It was it was basically a black dry brush, and I'd never even, for some reason, been painting for a lot of years. I've never ever thought of a black dry brush. Don't know why, but it just would a red glaze over the gold teeth. Yeah, good. Oh, Reichland Flesh Shade works well over the gold, and that gives also gives a gummy effect as well in the red. So where the red is in here, if I only pick up the highlights with the dry brush, then yeah, that would. Right, I'll go and get another one printed then. Oh, Captain Rex. So for anyone that was wondering what my ice monkey looks like, I've just ran out to the printer. This is my ice monkeys. And I agree with you. That would absolutely... Yeah, that would actually be... Right, let me try... What I'm going to try and do is, without the aid of a safety net, is try and get the colour like I see it. Because there's a lot of brightness to that isn't exactly right in my eyes that I can see on here. Oh, thank you. Believe it or not, that's having that's why. Very bright fire dragon. So that actually shows you that there is blue in the gaps. That is overemphasizing the colours, but oh. So let's have that on 0. So I would say that is pretty close. Let's have a look without. Yeah. So you can see the blue. So you can see the blue tint to the silver. I would really like to do a cross all the way, and then go for yeah, go for the silver dry brush. Maybe it's a bit of a darker one. Sorry, I've just been someone's just spoiled the price of the Indominus Box, which basically swayed me there. So we have the price in dollars. So how much is $1? It's $199 according to today's leak from the estate. The 80p. Yeah, so 200, 160. You were pretty spot on, but there is also usually a bit of a price spike in it as well when it goes to America. Just trying to see if there's anything that I can see that carry case $60, $27. Rune Lord brass, so it's 36. Yeah, here you go. Rune Lord brass is $36.60 for 6 packs. RRP. So what does that? What's 36 divided by 6 is £6. $6.05. £4.85 for paint in America. So we pay £3. I reckon it's going to be £120. £120 box set. £120. Telling you now. I can feel it in my water. I don't normally check messages, but it didn't have. It fired up in about 6 of my there we go. My prediction: £120. Maybe it's 130. Oh, I need that out of the flaring. So sorry about that. Back to the dragon worm me thing. Oh, so it has actually. I need to do the eyes. I need to do the mouth. I think it's dry brush once that fully dries. So, and look at the state of fingers. Ooh. Ooh. Red? Do the gold over the red. The red over the gold. Red eye on geez, let's have a look how big that eye is first. You remember I'm going blind as well. Actually they're quite big, so red an eye patch. So red base, half the job done. So if I went for what kind of yellow is it? Snowy. I'll quickly try it. What time is it? I've still got 10 minutes, so I'll quickly try. I'm going to use sun yellow. What did you put down, Captain Rex? Yeah, so yellow is the main bit. Yellow background. Did I say red? Smell. Oh. So yeah, it's like a browny yellow and then a slot down the centre. That. It looks. What did Captain Rex put? So looking at Smaug on there, I'm going to have to draw this on a piece of paper or something because I can't paint it, or it will just look stupid. See, Snowy, these pieces of card really do come in helpful. So, looking at that eye, it's and so I'm thinking this bit message you the one that is a bit darker. Yes. So what I was thinking is very much that. Do a yellow, let's call it the yellow socket. And then what Captain Rex said is, like, to get a red rim around the outside, if I do the yellow socket, gloss it, and then drop in a red wash, like the red ink by Army Painter, that'll then put, looking at that, that'll put a rim, a perfect rim around the yellow to give like an orangey red bloodshot, and then go with the black iris down the centre, and then maybe a dot of gold in the middle of the iris. Yeah, black centre and that. That's how it. Oh, I want to do it now as well. No, stop, Lee. Don't. Brushes down. Paint palettes over there, out the way. So yeah, I think I'll go with that. With the I won't be streaming tomorrow, but I think I might be finishing this fella off after I've done some work. God, I've enjoyed painting him. I will lift him up into the photo booth now after I've stopped the stream. So if anyone wants to see him, I'll take some actual pictures under 40 graphic lights, and so you can actually see what he looks like. And he is only part done. I need to finish bits and pieces, but the metallics are fun. Yeah. Oh, I am now going to take off my painting glasses, put on my reading glasses, and I can see you all. So yes, thank you to Phil for suggesting it, and Snowy for saying it's a damn good idea. Colour wise, it is pretty close to what I had in my head. The spikes being the bluey black colour have come out a lot better than I'd thought, because I was just going to do them a deeper, darker brass, but that they just pop with that. It makes them look different. And yes, I'm going to use him as the photo on the website of it, and then eventually he will get finished. He will get varnished, and he will go and get used by some D&D'er out there who will buy him from the web store. So yeah, I've enjoyed that. That was less daunting than I first thought. still a couple of hours work left on it, but the 2 hours that I've put in, and I hope you guys picked up the easiness of some of the work that us painty type people can pick up and hopefully show use. And obviously Jack's starting to pick it up and he's getting bloody good. More and more that you play around with, and more you mess around with, the difference you get from stuff. Yeah. So, thank you everyone for watching again. It's been great having everyone here again tonight. Oh, before I disappear, Snowy sent me a photo. Oh, that. Yes. I don't know how. I don't know whether Snowy sent me a picture of. You can make. Whose Tauntauns are there, Joe? Pride. Egan, message me. Send me a message on Facebook, mate. If you check the messages, you actually won one of the prize packs last night. So I need your address and stuff to send it over to. Like I said, not a problem. If you... mine, I have a few. Yeah, well, there you go. They're yours. Paint them whatever colour you want. Metallic Tauntauns. So Snowy's quickly sent this. I'm hoping that... Oh, that's not the one to press. Nope. That one. Nope. That one. So that for the eye. Oh, I don't know if anyone can see. Stop moving the wrong box, Lee. So that for the eye. But I was thinking if I put the red wash in as well, put the red line down, put the black line, put the red iris, the black iris, and then round that bit that you can't see. Ultrasonic bath and methylated spirits. About 20 minutes in the meths. Ultrasonic under the tap. Scrub with a toothbrush. All done. Look for Luke's Affordable Paint Service. He has a video on it. I haven't had chance, and Jack's going to shout at me now. So that's Snowy's eye, and I think that's pretty much what I was on about, but with more bloodshotness, because it's a worm. It's been up all night, so again, sorry for getting sidetracked. Thank you everyone for watching, following, subbing, that sort of thing. I have the meths. Wrong meths, mate. Just be careful. We might, depending on when Rasta's doing stuff over the weekend, we've been planning to trial a quick stream game from TTS. Ferret is free. Yep, no worries. I'll either me or the wife will get it from there and we'll get them sent over to you. The pack was... Obviously you weren't here to pick, so you got Forlom and the Darth Maul pack. So, because you no, a microwave would turn... Yes, a microwave will work on your Tauntauns, as well as on anything you get in the other things that we've talked about. They'll do exactly the same thing. They make them perfect for rebels. About 50 minutes, full power, perfect rebels every time. Cool. See, karma. Right, anyway, thank you everyone for coming by. I'm saying goodbye again. I say goodbye far too many times because I don't want to let you all go. But thank you all for the support, and really enjoyed painting the worm tonight. And we will get some photos up now. I'll just have to let him drip dry a bit on some paper. I'll put some photos up, I'll finish him off, and I'll get the finished... Yeah, no problem, mate. Oh, I feel like a lawsuit coming on. I'll try and get one over the weekend. Yeah, Joe, don't put it in the microwave. You can't be that daft. But if you are, then I'm not going to even stop laughing for a long time. So again, yeah, thank you, and we shall maybe see you over the weekend for a bit of a play around on a different type of stream. But if not, I shall catch everyone next Wednesday. Thank you. It's all recorded, yes. That's fine. You signed the waiver at the start of the stream anyway by watching it. So, good night everyone, stay safe, and I'll catch you next Wednesday. Enjoy.